Okay, aloha. It's Aloha Saturday, #1. My first live stream. I pulled up Krita, Krita. It's a program for artists drawing. I'm not real familiar with it, but I've been playing with it a little bit. So I'll talk and draw and see what happens. I've been hearing about possible shortages of gas and electric during the winter. What will that be like for so many people, especially if it's a long, hard winter? And even more so if the power were to go out or not be available for a long time. Something to think about. So, yeah, I wonder. For so many centuries, people had to know how to start a fire with a bow drill or flint and steel, or some other way. Wonder how many people today know how to do that. And I guess it's a real issue. And the winter is coming. No stopping the winter. Have you ever been with someone who lived through the 1919 pandemic and talked to them about what that was like? Or someone who lived through the Great Depression, which began in 1929, and to find out what that was like from them. Will people be asking those of us who've gone through this pandemic what it was like? Yeah. So what was it like? I guess that depends upon where you were, what happened, who you were with, who you weren't with, who you believed, who you didn't believe. What you knew, what you didn't know, what you wish you knew, what you wish you didn't know. Yeah. Oh, I like this program. Okay, I'm going to try this now. I did this a little earlier. Okay. And this. Oh, yeah. Huh. It's a nice tool. It's been many years ago, but I met a fellow who had lived through the 1906 earthquake in San Francisco. He was living in a little shack in Colorado when I met him. He said it was very crazy because they were cut off from supplies, and those who were in charge were not very helpful, or maybe not helpful. They were not very open to other possibilities other than what they thought was the right thing to do. And made it quite difficult for those who didn't agree with what they thought should be done. He said it was not a happy time. And of course, he went on to live through the events of the 1920s, 30s, the 40s, the 50s, the 60s. When I met him, it was 1969. He was in his 90s, late 90s when I met him. And I asked him what his secret was to long life. And he said, well, every night before I go to bed, I have a jigger of scotch. Okay. It worked for him. That's good. What about us? What's our secret to long life? Most of us can't afford scotch these days, so at least the good stuff. And the prices are going up, so I wonder. Yeah. Well, this is just number one, Aloha Saturday. It'll get better as I go, get more comfortable with using these tools, get more comfortable with just talking. And yeah, interesting to be doing this. Never thought I'd be doing this. So, from Maui, Hawaii, this has been Aloha Saturday. Hui ho.